Back about 30 years ago, I got involved with a national level organization called the Society for Creative Anachronism. And that does combat with rattan weapons, which are kind of hard. You have to wear a lot of armor. One of the things that I did over time is I collaborated with some filmmakers in California, Sam Balcom and Raya Corsilia. And we tried to get some epic fantasy films put together. We did like pilot scenes where I would make weapons and armor, and the characters would wear them and use them for these pilot scenes. The only one that had any sort of success was this trailer for a Legend of Zelda movie that came out a few years ago. And it was done as a kind of April Fool's Day joke. And Sam put together, the trailer was based on the Twilight Princess game, I do believe. And so I made some armor and jewelry for Princess Zelda. I made Link's armor and his sword. There was also some other swords like Ganon, the villain. He used a sword that I made. And this trailer was very successful as far as views on the internet. It was all over the place. You could see it on YouTube. The G3 Gaming Network aired it, etc. So as far as seeing some of my work, you could check that out to see that there. Participants should expect a number of different activities. We'll start with making weapons and equipment. On the Saturday morning of the fighting day, you're going to learn individual combat techniques, so it'll be like a martial art. And after you learn the individual techniques, we'll then go on to learning the techniques used as a unit. So now we're going to involve teamwork and leadership. Each subunit will select a leader. There'll be leaders of the overall armies. We'll have two armies facing off with each other. The staff members are going to be advisors, but we're not going to be your leaders. We're not going to tell you what you absolutely have to do. That way, the teamwork and leadership is up to the scouts. It isn't just a sport. It isn't just a martial art. It's kind of like being in the military without the fear of actually getting hurt. So there you'll have the competition type aspect will come into play, where not only skill in fighting, but good sportsmanship will be of paramount importance. You're scouts and you're supposed to do things in an honorable way, and that will be very much a part of the tournament. All right, whenever you go to a medieval reenactment type event, you usually wear medieval type clothes, often called garb. And some people might think that this is unnecessary, but it really adds to the atmosphere of what you're doing. It helps get you into the mood. Just like if you've ever gone to karate or kung fu class, you put on some sort of uniform that is like traditional clothing. Just like you put on a scout uniform. It creates an atmosphere that really helps set the mood. So we're going to be doing some tunic making classes there at the event. However, that doesn't mean you can't start ahead of time. Hundreds of tutorials on the internet about making simple medieval tunics and pants and cloaks. And if you check those out and piece together some sort of simple garb ahead of time, it'll really add to your enjoyment and the overall atmosphere of what's going on. We even had some scouts show up who had bought armor ahead of time or had made armor. There's a lot of simple things you can do there, and once again, that'll help. For a long time, I've been a professional armorer and swordsmith, and I've made a bunch of stuff, including the mail coat I'm wearing. And it not only adds to the atmosphere of the event, but it's just, it helps you to learn what people went through in the old days. It's like an experiential thing where you learn what it's like to bear that weight in combat, and it sort of takes you back in time and makes you feel like a medieval person. So that's one aspect that we're going to cover as well and should add to the fun of the event. We found that the fighting is extremely safe. You're more likely to fall and twist your ankle than to get hurt with any of these swords. They're made out of a PVC core with foam on them. And the variety of combat scenarios we'll do will be a number of open field battles, and fighting will be like a chess game type deal where you develop different strategies to outfight. If anybody has any questions, we could post a link where you could email me directly. I'd be more than happy to give you any guidance or instruction or help you out in any way to make this event more exciting and fun.